it's Friday, and I know I promised that I would do a part 2 to the female friendships video that I did last Friday that we had a video, but I've been really wanting to do the unpopular opinions tag for a while, and it's been several months, I think, since it was even circulating, so I thought I'd better get it done sooner rather than later. But this I originally saw, I don't know if she was the original poster, but Ink Bones Books posted it, and her video was great because all of her videos are great. And I wanted to do one myself, but the problem I ran across is that the moment I tried to think about things that I had unpopular opinions about, which I'm pretty sure I do, I could not think of any of them, like one of them. It was like, what of these things do you not like? And I was like, no, I like all of those things. I like all the things. This was a little difficult, and I had to ask for some help from some people, and they were very kind and helped me. So the first question is, number 1, a popular book or series that you didn't like. And I did after I dug down really deep. My biggest, I don't know, you might tear me apart in the comments, but this is unpopular, right? So it's okay. I do not like Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. I tried to read it several times as a kid, and I could never get past like the first scene where Joe meets Lori. Okay, you're hiding behind a curtain and your gloves have lemonade stains on them, whatever. I just couldn't, I didn't care. It wasn't the historical setting, it wasn't a family of girls, like these are all things that, you know, check off boxes for me. But I just did not care about these girls for some reason. And then I finally went and read it 2 years ago. I listened to the audiobook so I could get through it. And I still didn't like it. There were parts that I liked. And then as soon as I'd be like, oh, you know what? Maybe I misjudged this book. Maybe it's okay. Then it would get into some really preachy, super sweet and sappy scene that I just was like, no. And the thing is, I really like Louisa May Alcott. I've seen several documentaries on her, and everything I've read about her, like, she was a really cool person. And I respect her writing Little Women. It wasn't the kind of book that she wanted to write, but she wrote it to make money to support her family. Little Women is not for me. Christian Bale is really pretty as Lori in the movie. But yeah, no, sorry. So Little Women is a big one for me. Number 2, a popular book or series that everyone else seems to hate but that you love. I feel like saying a popular book or series that everyone hates are contradictory terms, right? So I decided I'd talk about one of the series that I love that I just think nobody else ever talks about, or I mean, I've never seen them mentioned, and yeah, and I'm always pushing them on people because I love them. And I understand that that is a lot of the books that I talk about in these videos. But this series in particular is the Kiki Strike series by Christian Miller. The first one is Kiki Strike Inside the Shadow City, and the second one is In the Empress's Tomb. And there's a third one that I haven't read, and shame on me, and that is Kiki Strike and the Darkness Dwellers, which is a series of books about kick-butt Girl Scouts. Like, you know the Girl Scouts are awesome, and Kiki Strike is a young woman who, she's basically a ninja. She's like an albino ninja who rides around on Vespas and is very mysterious, and her name is Kiki Strike, and that is just already the best name ever. But the books are narrated by Ananka, and Ananka's parents, oh gosh, I don't have time to go into all this, but Ananka's parents are perpetual students, and so they read all the time. So Ananka has all these special, like, knowledge bases, right? And Kiki goes around and she recruits all these girls from different Girl Scout troops who are kind of on the outside, like the fringes of their groups. And so they have a like a disguise expert and like a girl who builds devices and stuff and gadgets for them. In the first book, Kiki finds out about this underground set of tunnels and like rooms and stuff underneath New York City that are left over from like Prohibition era and things like that. And they decide that they need to close up all of the open doorways because they open up into potentially vulnerable places like the inside of bank vaults and jewelry stores and laundromats and stuff like that. So they make it their mission to go around and close up all of these doorways, and somebody doesn't want them to do that. So they're heist books. The main characters are girls, like young girls, and I that's the way to go. But nobody ever talks about them. They're not huge, and this is very upsetting to me. A love triangle where the main character ended up with a person you did not want them to end up with, or an OTP that you just don't like. This one was really hard for me, and I had to like just really troll through my Goodreads list of things that I've read in the past like decade. I haven't had too many OTPs that I didn't really like, or love triangles that gave me issue. So I went all the way back several years, and the one that stuck out to me the most was it's not even a love triangle. The character just didn't end up with who I really liked in the book. But that is The Luncheon of the Boating Party by Susan Vreeland, which is about Auguste Renoir painting the Luncheon of the Boating Party painting, which is one of his most famous paintings. You get to know each of the people in the painting who were his friends and people that he knew pretty well, including Alphonsine, who is the young woman who's leaning against the railing. And her father owns the restaurant that they're in. And I love Alphonsine. She's awesome. I just really, really liked her in the book. And she's not who, and this is not really spoilery, because if you looked up on Wikipedia, you would see that Alphonsine and Auguste Renoir do not end up together. He meets the woman that becomes his wife later on during this painting. And I was just so upset that he did not get together with Alphonsine, because she carried a torch for him and made me sad. On to number 4, a popular book genre you hardly reach for. I'm really versatile when it comes to reading genres, which I think comes in handy with my job, so I can suggest books across a wide spectrum of genres to kids and patrons who come in. But I do get, not overwhelmed, but I just get oversaturated in a genre pretty quickly sometimes. And not in all of them. I could probably read mysteries all the time, but I got really tired, and I have to space them out, but I can't read dystopian fiction very often. I'm just overwhelmed with them. There's too many. And I can definitely not read them back to back because I get the worlds confused. I started Matched right after I read Divergent, and I really liked Divergent, and the beginning of Matched was okay, but when I was reading it, I was like, okay, wait, but what about the factions? And I was like, no, the factions are the other book. And it just completely took me out of the world, and it was really confusing. I don't like that. So I do not read dystopian very much, very often. I did just finish Shatter Me by Tahira Mafi, and I don't think I realized that it was dystopian. So it started, and I was like, oh, this is really pretty. And so I kept reading it, and it was good. And I really need to talk to somebody about it, or maybe watch some videos on it, because it's taken me forever to get around to reading it. There's no hope. And if there's hope at the end of a dystopian book, then I think you've done it wrong, or maybe you haven't, but I don't think it's as realistic, because it's not easy to come back from that. Like, there's no easy fix to a society that's completely crumbled. I don't like books that don't have hope. Number 5, a popular or beloved character that you just don't like. I don't know. I literally couldn't think of one person I don't like that you're supposed to like. Maybe Piper from the Lost Hero series. I don't know why I don't like her very much. I don't hate her. She just is not a well fleshed out character to me. And whenever it's one of her parts, I'm just like, okay, fast forward. You have a mirror or whatever it is you can look through. I might be being hard on her. I like everybody else. I like characters you're not supposed to like. On to number 6. Ooh, I'm excited about this one. A popular author you can't seem to get into. I am pretty adamant about this, and if I ever go back on this, I'll do some consequence. I don't care. I will never read a book written by James Patterson. And this is not, this is nothing against how James Patterson writes. I just have this weird mental block. So I have never not worked in a library. I started working at my town library when I turned 16, and it's been more than a decade since then. So I have seen a lot of James Patterson books, because James Patterson publishes about 3 books a month. He's prolific. Whether or not he's actually writing them, I will give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he writes. I don't know if you've seen James Patterson's author photos, but I know them very well because I've been shelving them forever because they're great. Like, he's like squinting into the sun and he's got like a pastel colored sweater, like crew neck sweater, and he's great. Oh, it's wonderful. There's like water in the background. James Patterson is like a family member to me. He looks like he would be one of my uncles, and I'd go visit him in Florida and we'd like hang out on a boat, and he looks like he makes a lot more money than my family does because James Patterson makes more than most people's families do. Very weathered. Like, he literally looks like he'd be a friend of the family or something like that. And for some reason, ever since I came to that realization at the age of like 17, because by then I already felt like I knew this man very well, I was just like, I can't read his books. I just can't. And I've stuck with it. I think the closest I've come is reading the manga adaptations of some of the Maximum Ride series and the Witch and Wizard series. And I was just like, oh, well, okay. They've got wings. And some people really like those books, so I'm not putting them down because I think they're really cool. But I'm not going to read them. I'm just never going to get into James Patterson. This is just a personal issue. I love you, James Patterson. Okay. So whenever he shows up on episodes of Castle, I'm just like, Uncle James! So you really think I would support my Uncle James? I will, as soon as he reads one of my books. All right, Lisa's sitting on the floor. She's crying. Number 7, a popular book trope that you're tired of seeing. And I guess the obvious one is love triangles. I don't have any time for love triangles anymore. I don't like catty girls, going back to, Female Friendship Friday. I don't like girls who want to undermine other girls who slut shame, girls who just look down on other girls for, like, societal reasons that are put upon them by other people. I don't like that. I think those are my big ones. Number 8, a popular series that you have no interest in reading. I have a ton of these. There are so many series, and I have so little time in which to read those series. If I do not have a big interest in you, I probably won't get around to it. I will wholeheartedly push it on somebody who I think will enjoy it, and I mean it no disrespect, but I will not finish reading the Maze Runner series, because it is a very interesting concept, and I did not care at all. But I did see the movie because Dylan O'Brien. And I'll probably see Scorch Charles because Dylan O'Brien. And the guy who plays Minho. And Kendall from Justified is in it. Oh my gosh. I don't even know who he plays because I haven't read the rest of the books. But I will not finish the Keys to the Kingdom series by Garth Nix because I read the first 2 and I, again, loved the concept, and I love the Abhorsen series. I have Clario right here. It's signed. I have a bookmark. It's beautiful. I love Garth Nix, but I just could not get into those books. And they sound so cool, but they're just not for me. I'm not gonna read the Pretty Little Liars series. No. Or Barbie dolls on the cover. No, I don't know that. And the last one, the saying goes, the book is always better than the movie. So what movie or TV adaptation do you prefer to the original? This one is difficult because most movie adaptations are awful. Can we talk about Ella Enchanted for a minute? No, I can't talk about Ella Enchanted because it'll make me so angry I'll, like, stroke out or something. Not to, like, make light of people having strokes because they're very serious. But Ella Enchanted was a really bad movie. It took me a while to forgive Anne Hathaway. She was a young, struggling actress. It's okay. We forgive you, Mia. Ella Enchanted is such a great book, and if you've only seen the movie, do not judge it by that. Go read it. Gail Carson Levine is the best. She's so good at, like, reimagining fairy tales. There aren't really many, or any ones that I could think of that I like better than the book. There were several that I liked as well as the book, even if they changed some things that I liked in the book. So those are, ironically, 2 Neil Gaiman movies. Coraline, which I love, and I love the movie. They did such a good job on the movie. It's so cool looking. And Stardust. Stardust is really different than the book, and the ending is completely different. Well, not completely different, but they changed something big that I really liked in the book, and they changed the ending in the movie. but it worked for the movie. Also, Mark Strong is in the movie. Yes, Mark Strong. Oh no, I just came up with one that I like better than the book. Okay, but hold on. So I also really like Holes. I think Holes did a great job of being faithful to the book, and where it differed, it was understandable and it was really enjoyable. And I think that helps because Louis Sachar wrote the screenplay. And I have a theory that if you read the book first, you will not like the movie as much. But if you watch the movie first and then read the book afterward, you are more forgiving to the movie, even if you realize how much it differs. So I watched this movie first and then I read the book, and they are very different and they are both amazing, and that is Howl's Moving Castle. The movie of Howl's Moving Castle is perfection, and every time I watch it, I realize something new, and I notice something else, and I make different connections, and I love it. It's got a lot of layers and it's gorgeous. And the book is very different, and it has those same layers and things like that, and I just wish that I got around to rereading the book as often as I rewatched the movie, which is very, very often, and it's a long time, baby. A movie that I liked more than the book, and this goes along with my theory. I saw the movie first. I wanted to see this movie so much, and nobody that I knew wanted to see it, that I went to the theater by myself and saw it. I had gone on like a 10-mile run, and I was like, I'm gonna treat myself. And this is before the episode of Parks and Rec. Because the movie I'm talking about is Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, which is so good. You guys, this is my kind of spy movie. Like, I do not like James Bond. Like, whatever. Maybe that's my beloved character that I don't like. Like, whatever, James Bond. I like my spy movies in the 70s. I like them slow. I like them very confusing. And I like some people get killed. This movie has all of those things that I love in a spy movie, and all of the British male actors you could possibly want. So we've got Gary Oldman. We have Colin Firth. We have Benedict Cumberbatch. We have John Hurt. That's right, John Hurt. Oh, wait a minute. Edith from Downton Abbey has a tiny, tiny part. Ciarán Hinds, Toby Jones. Yeah, that guy. I already mentioned him in this very question, and I will say it again because I love Mark Strong. Mark Strong. I love Mark Strong. So this movie has all those things. It's so good. And then there's a scene where Benedict Cumberbatch is revealed to be gay. And, well, Peter Gwilym is, yeah. And so I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. Like, I cannot believe this. I love this movie so much. And every time I think about it when I'm at work, every time it gets turned in at work and I see it, I check it out and take it home and watch it again. Don't ask me why I haven't bought it yet, because I am asking myself that right now. I read the book, and the book was really good because you got more into the characters' heads, so you knew a lot more about their motivation and things like that, and it helped. There was still some things that I had missed. It was a little slower. I didn't get to look at all those actors I just told you about, but Peter Gwilym was not gay. I was so sad. I finished the book in the Madrid airport at like 4 in the morning because I had like a 14-hour layover over in the Madrid airport, from like 11 p.m. to 1 p.m. It was not fun. So yeah, I finished that book in the middle of the night, early morning, in a restaurant in the Madrid airport, and I was a little sad. But it's still a really great book, and I do want to read more John Le Carre books. Le Carre, I don't know how you say the name. It's French. I'm really bad at French. One more thing about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy, the movie. In the deleted scenes, there aren't very many, but there is a deleted scene that they put on the DVD extras that is literally just Gary Oldman making a fried egg. He doesn't say anything. It doesn't advance the plot. No one else is there. It's just Gary Oldman cooking an egg, and it is glorious. And you all need to go watch Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy right now. That is the end of my answers for the Unpopular Opinions book tag. Unpopular book opinions tag. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did and you'd like to see more like it, comment below. I would be happy to just talk about Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy for the next 10 videos if that's what you really like. We could watch it together. I could critique. Just make sure you do all those nice things that you can do on YouTube. Like this video. Like I said, comment below if you want more like this. Subscribe, share it all over social media. And don't forget you can follow me on social media too, because I'm a big fan of it. I'm on Twitter at FriendswoodYA. I'm on Tumblr. On Tumblr, I'm Reading Rainbow Hair. Oh, I have an Instagram account now, and that one is reading_rainbow_hair. Bye. I just gotta adjust this hair. Let's talk about Gary Oldman. Okay.